Hey guys, welcome back to the TNT podcast, where we'll be discussing everything millennial and more.
Thoughts and opinions reflect views of our own.
I'm Toni.
And I'm Terry. Now let's
get to the tea.
Let's get to the tea.
All right, so Young Thugger on the phone, being Wendy Williams, child.
Not Wendy. Except we love Wendy.
We do. I don't know if we love Young Thugger.
That man was on that phone.
Honey.
He was on, if it's one thing that we know he was doing, he was on the phone.
He was on that phone. That phone was his purple couch, I told you.
He came out, and this is not me body shaming. Like I said, this man came out fat, no degree, spewing the same exact thing.
Ignorance and nonsense.
Before. And I'm just like, oh, you need PR.
So if you guys don't know, Young Thug, a lot of his calls have been leaked from the time that he spent locked away in jail in Georgia. Apparently these have been being leaked by regular people that have just been requesting it because in Georgia, I guess still the laws are that
at some point it becomes public
access. So you can literally just request it and you can get whoever's phone calls from there. So if you got a baby daddy in Georgia that's doing something, you know what you can say.
If you want to know what he's talking about.
Don't say we ain't tell you, okay, honey? Yeah, so yes, Young Thug was on the phone, and they released these recordings of him saying many things about many of his peers, and oh God, he's just, as we call him, Lady Whistledown. He was talking about Drake, Future, Savage, all of them. I'm like, oh, ain't all these dudes his partners?
Supposed to be, but then again, this also shows you that there is no loyalty in the industry. I mean, that's any industry, but at the same time, as far as that, it's just like it's one of those things. And when I say loyalty, I don't mean like be there for him. I mean like the fact that he's sitting here talking about these people that used to be
or are
currently considered his camp or considered his friends. It's just like, oh, sir. And then he comes. One of the clips that came out goes, he's like, I was just angry because he was talking about. He also made a comment about Glorilla.
Oh.
He made a comment about Glorilla, and I was just like, he kind of doubled down on it when he came out. He apologized. Oh, I was angry. It doesn't matter what you were. It's just, sir.
First of all, he was trying to be funny talking about some twin. He was
trying. And I just feel like a man commenting on a woman in that capacity is just like, you are a bi.
Okay, and that's really what I wanted to get to, because when they say all the time that the quote, who's the messiest bitch you know, and then they go, it's a man, ain't it? Well, drink your tea to that. Because it's so funny. Like, I feel like men are always placed as like, or men always talk about women as being just so messy and emotional.
Sir, you are the busted garbage bag. You are the mess. You are the can.
Let me tell y'all, the men's be messy, okay? The men's be talking all the time.
And he showed y'all.
It's true.
He showed y'all.
So yes, the men's out here talking. Thug is one of them. Yeah, he was caught on the phone saying a couple of things, talking about Future's parenting skills, which I do not disagree. But are you saying this to him and not to the people that I'm on the phone?
Right, because I don't want to know that he's a bad parent. You go to him and tell him that's your man's, that's your friend. Why are you talking to us about it? Go talk to him about it.
Hello.
And now they leave. I wonder what that conversation is going to be like, because I know, then again, Future probably gives a hell. So
I mean, he know who he is, so.
Well,
he know who he is. He know what he do and what he don't do. So,
hey. Well, then there's that. But yeah, Young Thug. I'm not even gonna say for you to go see the lady. You need who's in charge of his PR. Somebody go wrangle this man up, and get him on the path. Can we touch on Mariah the Scientist just a little bit?
Yeah, please, of course. I want to go there too because.
And I just wanted to touch on her from the aspect of she seems to be one of those women in relationships that literally just sit there in silence and smile and be pretty. And while that can be considered to be a beautiful thing, I feel like there's nothing up here. Like it's empty. And I don't know much about her. So again, this is just my assumption of her. I don't know much about her as far as the music industry, but what I have seen since Thugger has been out, since, you know, those calls have been leaked, a couple red carpets that I've seen her on with him, it was very much, you ever been in a rush? Picture yourself as a little kid. Your mother's in a rush to catch the train, and she's holding your hand, and one of her steps is like 5 of your little jogs. That's what it looks like with Thugger and Mariah. And I'm just like, this girl can't have everything upstairs. Everything can't be upstairs. Or she's just okay with it because of lifestyle.
I just think, I think she's just like a male-centered girl. Like I think she's from what I've seen, she's known as like the lover girl. I guess that's like her thing. That's her shtick with her music. I don't know. I don't listen to the girl. I'm sorry.
And I have my reasons. She got a couple songs, maybe a couple, literally 2 songs that I've heard of, and I wouldn't say I play it back to back, but it's cool.
I mean, but I'm gonna say the kids like her. The kids seem to like her, so
but I don't know too much. But yes,
I'm not part of her her base. No, I'm good. But she's just male centered. That whole situation when he was talking about Glorilla and her appearance,
it's gross,
corny, and also the fact that, from what we've seen, I think that Glorilla's like brought her out to shows and stuff like that.
Yes.
So y'all clearly have some type of relationship. I'm not saying that y'all are besties because I know it's the industry. But y'all have some type of relationship. You could have easily squashed that conversation. You could have pivoted from the conversation, anything. No, you decided to go and chime in it. They said she looked like Rihanna. Bitch. You trying to be funny, ho? Like, that's really what that's giving.
It doesn't give girls, and I don't like that.
No.
I don't.
And the key of it all for me is if a man is doing that, if a man is doing all of that, talking about some girl to you, how she looked at second, third, he want her. Sorry.
And he would touch it if he got the chance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why Glow put out came out and was like, yeah, the same nigga that texted me asking me what color are my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I know. Any type of man that you see that goes that hard, I want to talk. Oh, she this, she that. I would never. Yeah. Why are you having this conversation with me? As your woman, why are you even having this conversation? That's why I know that girl got a pee brain. Okay.
Empty child. Knock,
hello.
Knock, knock.
Why are you even bringing this conversation to me right now?
And I
can you want her real bad.
And I can only hope that, because we only know what the calls leak. I can only hope, which I doubt based off of, I kind of doubt, but I can only hope that she has redirected him in as far as the conversation. I feel like nipped it in the butt on the phone, but now that it's viral and everybody knows about it, I would only hope that there is something that she said about it to him. Even though I also doubt that there is something that she said about it. I think she probably just took it as, well, we were talking about it and that was it. But either way, it's empty.
Empty.
Something not going up there. So
no, not at all. It's giving yams up there. Did you hear Glorilla's response to it though?
No, I didn't. I thought she responded.
She has a diss song.
I didn't expect her to respond.
She has a diss song and it's called Brianna. I love anybody that's able to laugh at a situation and make it fun. First off, the song is hilarious. When we get off this, we go play it because that is mad funny.
Oh, Brianna.
But I love somebody like that's why we love Glow. That's why the girls love Glow. Okay,
you got to make a joke out of this nonsense because that's exactly what this is. Nonsense.
Literally.
You were in there and you chose to talk about me.
Me?
You didn't choose to pick up a book. You didn't choose to pick up the Bible. He didn't even come out with a new religion.
Hello.
He came back out the same old, nothing. And I don't want to hear no music.
We don't. We really
leave me alone. Leave me out. I don't want to hear it.
We really don't. Thanks, Doug. Bye. All right.
Back to school. I just want to wish everyone a very amazing school semester, whether you're going back to college, whether you're sending the little kiddies off to school. I know these past 2 weeks in New York City, it's been back to school things. So wanting to tell everybody to have a wonderful and safe new year. Back to school. New school year. That's what I mean. And I also wanted to say be mindful of the adjustments and changes that are happening in the education system within your state. We're from New York again, so I'm obviously directing this to my community of New Yorkers. But overall, yes, please still pay attention to the changes and adjustments that are happening to your education system. And I also wanted to touch on being aware that New York they're looking to phase out Regents, right? Remember, we used to work so hard on studying from Regents. And while I understand why they have to phase out, or why they, the reasoning for phasing out Regents eventually, because the numbers are not being met. But I also want to shed light on rates? Well, why aren't it's no one's fault but leaders who put these things into places, meaning social promotion. What's the other one?
No Child Left Behind, is that?
Yes. Things like that, when those were voted in or passed and implemented within our school system.
Common Core curriculums.
Yeah. Let me keep going. Those things being implemented, and then the resources still being scarce to be able to truly put in the work where it was needed for those things when they were initially introduced. Where did the resources go? That's the reasoning that we are here now, as far as the reading levels and having to phase out certain things like the Regents exams, because kids are not able to test well because the resources that should be there to allow them to test well aren't really being distributed or utilized how they should have been over the years. It's not something that just happened yesterday. It's a gradual thing that's why we're here now. And I think it sucks that the Regents are being phased out, and not from the aspect of, well, I took the Regents, so everybody else should have to take it. I feel that is implementing social promotion on a larger scale, because now, just the other day, I actually saw that I want to say maybe it was you, Toni, that mentioned something about the reading level being a 6th grade.
Yeah, the average American for the most part. Yeah, is it? I can't remember what is it 4 out of 5 or I can't remember what, but it's some crazy rate, y'all. Trust me, the average adult that you know right now reads at about a 6th grade level, and trust me, and half of that probably read even lower. So that 6th grade is being generous at that. So,
and that again, that shows that it's been a thing for it to be that way. Because again, adults now reading at a 6th grade level, this was a gradual thing.
Yo, speaking of which, I be wanting to tell the girls that's out here in the dating pool,
throw him a book. Yo, throw him a book.
Then read this. Check that fluency, okay, and decide where you want to go from there, okay?
Throw him a book and say, "Baby, read that.
Read that real quick. Out loud."
And I don't mean a picture book. Give that man a chapter book.
Hello, okay? And ain't no cat in the hat, baby. Okay.
But on a serious note, yes, have a wonderful school year, but also be mindful. Parents, help the teachers by assisting your children and also teaching your children.
Amen. Teach your kids at home, child. Because we struggling. Struggling in the classroom, okay? Please help us out. Thank you.
And be clear that the struggle is not of a struggle to teach the children. It's the struggle to get them to retain the information.
That part.
That they're being presented.
That part.
It takes a village, literally.
Amen.
And the teachers, the school system, the education system, like this is a part of your village. Pay attention to what's going on in your local elections. See where they fall, and do the thing that you have to do for yourself as a parent, but for your child that's coming up, especially given what is happening today. school just started last week, and it was the first day of school that I ended up watching the news that it showed that a lot of the numberings for the amount of students to be in certain classes from grades K through 12 has changed.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed is that a lot of parents didn't know that until school started. So it's one of those things, ask certain questions that you think are small questions and silly questions, ask them questions, because when you don't ask those questions, they start to remove certain things that are even...
Honestly, I feel like this is the time, like more than ever, that I feel like parents need to be really like involved in their children's schools, your PTOs, your PTAs, all of that. Like, definitely make sure you guys know what's going on, because there are lots of changes happening and to happen within the future. So please make sure you know what you got to do to equip your baby to get out into this world, child.
Absolutely. And Nick Cannon, girl.
Okay, so Nick Cannon. The Gigolo got 12 kids.
What was it that I was watching the other day? It was a show. I think it's Underclassmen that he was in. Nick Cannon was in I happened to young Nick Cannon. I happened to be on the TV, and I was just like, I have never paid attention to this movie.
I've never seen that movie.
But it would just happen to be Nick Cannon, and you're talking about Nick Cannon, so go ahead.
The Gigolo now got 12 kids, like I said, child.
I'm a gigolo. No, you know who's on that song? I take it back. I take it back. Anyway.
So apparently, he went on the Breakfast Club and alluded to the fact that his 57 children after Mariah's too.
Pause. And the Breakfast Club is going to entertain anything. Keep going.
That's some good morning mess for you.
Okay? It is.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So he was basically just saying that he had them 57 kids because of his divorce from our good queen sister Mariah Carey. He had trauma that he had to get through, and I guess he decided to get through that trauma with reproducing a whole soccer team. You know,
having sexual relations with a bunch of people and just
spreading his seed,
laying it low and spreading it wide.
Oh Lord.
So he went to go talk to the lady where he came to that conclusion.
Right. My whole thing with that situation, I feel like, okay, good and cool on the self-discovery or whatever the case is.
It's embarrassing.
Cool. Thank you. That goes back to my whole conversation that we were talking about with Mia from Housewives of Potomac. Y'all not afraid of embarrassing y'all kids? Because they're
going to see this.
This is on the net forever, baby.
And his kids can read, write, sing, and understand at this point. So
you out here to let your kids know that they your trauma spawns? Like, what the hell? Like, what?
Do you know what that can do for them? Because now they see these things, and you know what?
But you know, it all makes sense. He remember the time when he was asking the name of his kids, and he couldn't. Mm-hmm. First of all, you've been embarrassing them damn kids. Anyway, I don't even know. I'm surprised. Like I said, he's been embarrassing these damn kids.
But clearly, he's not afraid of embarrassing them kids because he continues. He does that's so interview that you showed me. He kind of stand 10 toes on as far as how he feels on polygamy and like. Basically, I mean, not polygamy, monogamy. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay.
My thing with him is basically he was saying how at the time he was, kind of like, I'm rich, I can do it. It doesn't matter.
And it doesn't just take money to raise children. Like, you need to be there, like, hands on. Like, it doesn't matter. You can have all the money in the world and still be a sucky mother and father.
This is true.
You can buy them anything that you want to buy them and still suck as a parent.
This is true.
You can put them through the most prestigious whatever it is that you want to be, and you can expect them to be so much of an adult, because you've given to them, because you were able to financially provide. And then you're still wondering why your relationship with them is what it is. Mm-hmm. Because you sucked as a parent. You lacked where they probably need you the most. Yeah. I'm not going to say suck, because that's... Well, baby suck, turn.
No, but I feel like suck is accurate because I feel like you're making certain choices that are sucky. So, yeah. Sorry.
you can do better. Well, at this point, well, how do you counteract that now? Because now your kids are gonna, and it's already out there.
There's also, and I say this all the time too. I'm like, when people have that many kids, right? You can have, better yet, you can have that many kids and they all be in one household. There is still no way
that you're able to tend to all of those children and know them.
You're not. So now that you have these 12 kids spread all over the damn
continent of North America, inferences about your kids, okay? You can only make an educational guess.
How many places can you be in at one time?
Yeah. They physically need you there. Boys and girls.
So there's some of them kids are getting the short end under the stick.
Somebody, yeah. And provide, and in his mind, he probably feels like there is no short end of the stick because they're taken care of. They're financially taken care of. And it's like,
he might be a Jamaican nigga. I'm telling you.
Oh man,
because that is definitely the mentality over there. Another story for another time.
Good luck with that, Nick. Good luck with that. But
stop embarrassing these damn kids. That's all I got. Guys, shut up. I feel like, damn, just talk to the lady and keep that there. Like, why you
don't
shut up. The kids don't see
and
it.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody want to make us know that they're talking to the lady. Listen, don't you just go talk to. I will see that you
post it on Instagram with a picture. That's all we need. Like, we don't need to hear.
I don't want to hear what you're talking to the lady about because you know what? That lady is gonna deal with it. Me, on the other hand,
I'm judging you. Please. So just stop.
Why are you making these poor decisions?
So just stop it, Nick.
I wanted to I brought up Grand Central Station because for the past couple weekends I've been going through Grand Central Station and I just can't help but notice all the ticket booths that you would see obviously when it was being built. I don't know I didn't Google the full-on history of it is what I'm saying of Grand Central Station. However, the point that I'm making is that all the ticket booths that are in there at one point used to have people in it. And none of them have people in it. There's something in the center with a person that you go to that essentially tells you, whatever it is that you need to know. But I just want to take note of how things have changed from those booths having people into it to it being kind of self-serve. But then also, while it is beautiful, it looks great and all those things, the use of what it used to be, which is employing folks, it's kind of not there. It's not kind of, but it's not there. And it's been replaced with just like, kind of do it yourself, which I get it. Modern time technologies and all that kind of stuff. But then a part of me is also like, if there are 15 booths here, there used to be 15 people that have jobs. And now there are 15 empty booths and one person that I can go to. And that one person probably is very helpful, but it's just one person. And it's like, it sucks to see. But at the same time, knowing like this is what the world has, what it has become as far as like self-serve, lot less people in customer service physically and a lot more of like tap DIY, that kind of thing. And while it's obviously going with the times, it's like I said, as a person who's human, I know that there used to be jobs there that it's not there more. And it's just an observation that I made, so I wanted to say that. And then I also wanted to say the steps that lead from the escalators that lead from the Long Island Railroad up into Grand Central Station. If you guys go through there, you know what I'm talking about. Those steps is steep. And I just had the random thought that I hope there's never a blackout. Or you remember that blackout back in
03?
Yes. I hope there is nothing ever like that in these days coming, because how steep those steps are, there's no way that anybody can make it up those steps without tumbling, getting dizzy. Elevators. I just, and this is just, again, my human mind knowing that things happen with technology, like it stopped working at one point or whatever it is. And I also remember, like I said, the blackout back in 03, nothing was working. People was walking on tracks, stuff like that. And like I said, I go through Grand Central Station pretty often. And how steep those steps are. Child, I took a picture of it, and looking back, I was just like, oh, child. Can't do this, honey.
Don't look back.
Very much don't look back. And then I just wanted to make a mention of beef patty and plantain. Oh, it's so good. But
sis made a concoction.
I did. I went and got a juicy beef patty from because they brought juicy beef patties to foreign.
Hey,
large and in charge. But yeah, they brought juicy beef patty. So the other day I went and got one, and then I was telling Bree about this that Trader Joe's got fried plantain. She had called them plantains. We hate when people.
Brianna, Patra, come on, get on your honorary Jamaican, girl.
She had called them plantains, and she insisted on calling them plantains, and I'm just like, girl, no, But anyway, they had fried plantain in the bag, and she was like, me don't want that. And as Jamaican as I am, the way that I like my plantains, they are. It's almost when it's ripe, not mushy, but I like it when it's like I like it firm enough, but sweet. Like I want to taste the sweetness of it. I don't want to taste the carbiness of it.
Gotcha.
So, but I also don't like cutting it because I cut them on an angle. Girl, I'm going to Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's have a bag of plantain where it already fry up and cut up and slice up. So I'm gonna try it. And I tried it. First of all, the plantain slapped because I put it in the air fryer. The plantains in the air fryer slapped. It gave the same edge and crisp as you fried it in the pot. And that's another reason why I don't like to make the plantain myself, because I just look it's bun.
Oh, you know, we should make a little survey. How do you like your plantains?
Brianna was like, she likes it before it's ripe. So not when it's like cardboardy, but not when it's too sugary.
I would agree with her on that. And I like mine to be like burnt when it's fried too.
She said she liked the crisp on the edge. I'm just like, girl, it's the crisp on the edge. Like as though
like a little.
It's tasting it right now talking about it. But yeah, I like my plantains. I don't like I said, I don't like the starchy. Like when it's too starchy. I like when it's more on the softer side, almost fully ripe, but not too mushy, not ripened enough where it's mushy when I cut it. And I put it in the pot, and 1, 2, 3, it cooks how it cook, and I liked it. But I say, if you ever in Trader Joe's, give that bag of plantain a try. Listen, don't knock it till you try it. But that's also my millennial laziness, because I mean,
how long does it take to fry some plantains? You see them something else?
It doesn't take long. It really don't. It's just I don't like cutting it.
I feel you.
But at the same time, I mean, I'll still buy it and cut it, like
But also, if you don't have to.
And that's the thing. I give it a try. I'm open to trying new things. I'm going to try it. So if it's there again, I'm going to buy it.
That's it.
So, yeah. And time to speak on it.
Okay. So what I felt like speaking on today was America's white community. Recently, we've seen that a very popular right-wing podcaster was basically assassinated for the public to see. And
Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. And
didn't mean to mention that.
First of all, and the only reason why I'm not mentioning his name is because I didn't mention his name while he was alive. So
fair enough.
That's about as much energy I'm willing to give on that.
Fair enough.
But I really the reason why I wanted to talk about white America right now is really because we've found out that his killer was another white man, right? But we noticed that right after the assassination happened, there were lots of like little calls that the people on the right were doing, basically signaling that it was people on the left, which we know when they're talking about the left, most of the time they're talking about America's minorities, the black and browns, the trans, the gays, everybody. So we saw that right after this happened, that HBCUs were getting a bunch of bomb threats. They had to cancel classes. And, a lot of black people were kind of just like, well, how are we getting it?
Because how did we get in it?
Because how did we get in it? We didn't do that. We certainly did not do that. It was they were calling. So then they were calling there. They were also you had representatives like Nancy Mace, the Republican, saying stuff like, "Oh, it's trannies," and saying all type of derogatory stuff. And I'm just like, yeah. So when it came out that this was the assailant, another white man, it's white on white crime. When that came out, I was kind of just thinking to myself, are white Americans looking inward?
Self-reflection, y'all. And I doubt it.
I know they're not. I feel like that's just not
even. It's easier to just be like, oh, they said it was them. The trans and then it must be them. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because holding a mirror up to yourself would be that hard.
Of course.
Are y'all looking inward? Like, I feel like, what's going on over there? Like, y'all are raising a bunch of very hateful, angry men. The women are sinister too, but the men right now is what I'm going to stick on for the most part, because we see that they're the ones that are mostly putting out these acts of violence and terrorism happening domestically. What's going on over there? Like, how are they raising these kids? Like, I feel like, and not for nothing, I feel like all these centuries they've been watching and studying and observing us. I feel like it's about time that we do the same. So back to what I was saying, which is, what's going on over there? How y'all raising these kids, and what's going on, and why are they becoming so hate filled? We're hearing about these male loneliness, incels, this and the third. These are all of these white kids. Did you watch the show Adolescence on Netflix, by the way?
No, I haven't. I didn't
watch that when I got a chance. Telling her to watch it and telling y'all to watch it too. But yeah, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Like, are y'all doing any real, like, why are these kids so hateful? Why are they out here just shooting people, going up in schools, blasting kids' heads off? Like, what's happening?
There's a lot that they've suppressed. I feel like, as far as raising their children, mm-hmm. I feel like it could be. I don't have the answer because I'm not white. I don't have children, mm-hmm. And I don't have any white, friends mm-hmm. to be like, well, how are you raising your kids? But what I can only assume sometimes is that we see how the adults that perpetuate certain things live their lives, mm-hmm. And we're gonna go with, say you pick a white celebrity that has been in something, right? Mm-hmm. And then you choose to look at how they live their life. We were talking on a previous episode where we were able to identify certain things. So we're able to kind of correct certain things when we're able to identify it, mm-hmm. as far as where it's come from, what it stems from. Mm-hmm. I kind of believe that they don't necessarily do that same kind of work that we do, because they have never necessarily had to do that kind of a work, because there was always been a kind of a privilege just by appearance. Mm-hmm. So there are things that happen within their communities that we don't know of, or within their families, mm-hmm. that we don't know of, that they might have to suppress. And this is no way me making an excuse for it. Mm-hmm. This is me saying, oh, they probably really need the lady more than anything else. Mm-hmm.
They need the lady, and not that hateful Jesus that they worshiping over there.
Because when they do,
I don't know what God they praying to over there, but child, okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, a lot of what they're suppressing, it's things obviously from their lineage that, or within their family, that got to be touched on, mm-hmm. that they ain't never touched on, and it comes out in the ways that it do, like school shooting, mm-hmm. like planning, like the things that we see happen by some of these white children. Mm-hmm. It's never okay. And that's my take on why I think looking inward, as far as,
there was sorry, a quote that I'd seen from someone, and basically she was just alluding to the fact that she feels like the reason why a lot of these right wing terror groups, like what's breeding them, and in the way that they're being raised, has a lot to do with the fact that Black women aren't into caregiving roles within like white families anymore.
Agreed.
I agree with that 1,001%.
Yeah,
there's something with that, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Can
I just interject before you finish that? And I wanted to put in the parents being on a hamster wheel, so the children end up, because capitalism is essentially what runs America. And I also believe that the parents being on a hamster wheel of obviously working, doing whatever it is, not making the excuse that because they're working the children's suppressing. I'm saying that the parents are so consumed with also working that the care and the concern that would be given to the child to open up on whatever it is that they could be suppressing, it's not there. Let me know if you don't understand what I mean by that.
No, I understand what you mean. I don't agree though.
Okay. So say.
I just think that Black people have been working 50-11 jobs and still raising our kids, and we ain't raising those school shooters. So I don't think that that's what it is. I think that Black people are just, we are more just grounded to the earth and humility in a certain way that I feel like white people are not. I don't want to get into like a super deep conversation on that.
That's fair.
But I feel like I said, with not having Black people in the homes to take care and help them raise their kids, this is what they're breeding on their own. Yeah. They don't. I feel like it's almost like you've been hearing all these conversations about empathy and like how almost like they're dispelling empathy of being weaknesses and da da da. This is a lot of their thinking. So if that's the way you're thinking and you're raising your kids to be, you're raising little monsters. Are you looking inward to the way you're raising your children?
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So, yeah, that's just my thought on that.
I did cut you off. Did you finish your point?
No, I did finish it. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, just back to what I was just saying with that. Like, yeah, because Black women don't have to be, your maids or your nannies and mammies for your kids. This is what's happening now. Black women were the people teaching them empathy and humility and how to treat, people that don't look like them or others, in their lives. Mm-hmm. So that's not there no more. And here we are. Timmy shooting them up.
Not Timmy shooting them up. So moving on to something a little bit light. Mm-hmm. Tea topic. 5 favorite teas. So I'll go first on my favorite kinds of tea, because I'm a tea girl. If you know me, you know.
A tea connoisseur.
The girl is a tea connoisseur, honey. So my top 5 teas, I would say they're peppermint or mint. And I put peppermint and mint because when you go into the store, mint and peppermint be 2 different things. And when you ask, sometimes you go into Starbucks or something like that, they'd be like, oh, you can I have mint tea? They'd be like, mint or peppermint. And to me, I'm just like, give me mint. Right. As long as it got mint, give it to me. But so I put mint, peppermint. That counts as 1. Mm-hmm. And then we have ginger. Look, a ginger can't always bust a guess. Amen. Green tea. I love me a green tea, especially the one from Panera Bread. Slaps. I mean it. The cold green tea slap too, but I'm talking about hot tea. Slap. Earl Grey tea, very basic, and English breakfast tea, also very basic. And I just threw those 2 in there because, I don't know if everyone here is a tea connoisseur like myself. I want to leave y'all with something that y'all might know. English breakfast and Earl Grey are pretty basic. And everybody know peppermint and green tea. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite?
I would start with mint tea as well, like you said. That'll be my first. Ginger tea would be right after that. And then I'm just a regular girly with the tea. I'll just do a regular Lipton black tea. That's it.
We love a regular tea, child.
Yeah.
That was kind of fitting. Mm-hmm. And that's the tea. Oh. And why is it so important to have grandparents?
Say, speaking of tea.
So I was just
the old
it's important to have grandparents because my grandmama taught me about tea.
Hello, because they love them tea.
one thing about Miss Jenny, God rest her soul, she was always gonna make some. She loved chocolate tea.
I'm not even say chocolate tea.
And I'm not talking about chocolate. I'm not talking about hot chocolate. I'm talking about chocolate tea.
Milo.
Yes. Yeah. She likes chocolate tea, and I would always remember her with her little teacup by the window because they love a window.
Child. What is with Caribbean, all the Caribbean people and freaking people watching?
They love a window, child. Sitting in a window, and she's on a low angle. She have her 2 crackers with butter. And she just sit on there drinking like a chocolate tea.
Very demure.
So this is a part of why grandparents are important, because I know my love for tea came from that lady. Because even if you didn't eat as a kid, she was always making sure that she was shoving tea down your throat.
Period.
She was giving you some tea. Period. Yeah, you can go play, but here is some tea. Yes, you can go in the backyard, but here is the tea.
Drink some tea.
Before your mother come, here is some tea. And I'm gonna drink it every time.
Period.
But yeah, the importance of having grandparents around is, I just wanted to bring light to how valued that should be in these days. You're in watching your grandparents with, if you have children, I think seeing how their grandparents, which is essentially your parents, interact with them, you're able to see your parent healing in ways that they didn't even know that they needed healing. And it also can be healing for you because you're seeing them in a way with your offspring that you didn't get that from them.
I agree. Hard agree, child.
And I definitely encourage making sure that your children have a relationship with their grandparents. No matter what you as the parent deal with, obviously if something is salvageable or not, if it's worth it or not.
Right. But if it's your discretion.
Yeah, that's up to your discretion. But if you value community, I think it starts there first with the grandparents, because who better to help heal you in ways that you may not even know that you needed healing than to see your parents with your offspring, like I just said, doing things that they've never necessarily done, giving them grace that you've never necessarily got, taking them for experiences and things like that you never necessarily got to do with your parents. Like you see that it's almost like it's like they get a chance again to be a parent and give them back to you.
Pretty much.
And I think that's a beautiful thing to see, because I feel like a lot of millennials, like we are in spaces where we realize like, oh, this is an effect from this, and this happens this way, and oh my God, like I feel this way about the parent because of this, and I think that as a millennial now, encouraging relationships like that, like you get to see like a lot of our parents can see that they may not have been the greatest to us, but having them admit that's the gymnastics that they're not necessarily going to do.
Right.
And I think realizing that as a millennial, seeing them with your children is enough to say, you know what? This is enough. Like, this is enough, meaning I don't have to, whatever it is that I got going on with my parent, I can't use that to keep my kid from the grandparent. So whatever it is that's, if it's salvageable, again, if it's up to it's up to your discretion, what goes on in your life and what it is. But I definitely think that it's very important to let your child have that relationship. It's fun, it's healing, in every aspect. What do you think about that, as far as like making sure that the grandparents, like seeing your grandparents, seeing your parents and grandparents with your offspring? You have a child.
I think it's very important to have your grandparents in your kid's life for sure. For so many reasons too. Like I feel like just for wisdom that can be passed down, like you said, just for like you said, for yourself to just see like things heal via the way your grandparents, your child's grandparents are treating them versus how they might have treated you.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, with just having grandparents involved, you get to kind of see. Well, I can also say for myself, I feel like me having my child made me understand certain things about like my mom and like the way I might have grown up a little bit more too. So I feel like I said, having grandparents involved in that way, yeah, it's definitely a positive. And also, shit, why you should definitely make sure your village is freaking tight. And you know, the parents, the old heads, are definitely the pillars of that. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely healing, corrective, and like open.
And
like
these grandparents got McDonald's money, so
they do got McDonald's money every day somehow. Every day they got McDonald's money. Hello? They got toy money. Pizza they got money, Christmas everything. Money when it's not Christmas.
Hello.
They got
it. It's cute though. I do think it's cute, especially like my son and like my mom seeing them together. It's really cute. I do enjoy it. Like my son don't play by my mom.
That's so cute. He don't play by his grand.
His Mimi at all. He do not play. Okay. Don't even think about raising a tone with her. Okay, it's off of my head. All right. So that's how that goes.
Hey. You
don't talk to Mimi like that.
We love it.
Yeah.
Let's chat. Salary transparency. What you talking about?
Okay. So basically, you know how when you're working, there's like this culture of like almost no one wanting to say
yes what they make, how much they make, to know where they fall. Agree.
I feel like it's 2025 and niggas need to start laying their cards out on the table. Like
it's 2025. Tighten up.
We don't got time for this. Like,
how much you over there making, John?
Hello.
Because we got the same title, honey.
Hello. We doing the same things.
How much you making? Talk to me, John.
Hello.
Talk. I do agree. I agree that having transparent salary discussions with your colleagues, I think that's something that should happen.
Yeah, more often, way more often.
And it's not necessary. It's not to compare and to judge and say, oh, well, I'm better than this person, so I should. No, it's to let you know, like, oh,
these people playing.
Okay. These people playing. See, I was thinking of a nicer way to say what I was going to say, but that's it. It's a way for you to be like, oh, yeah, these people are, yeah, you playing with me because we all doing this, and John is making X, and I'm making this. Why? And then you got Keisha making this, and me and Keisha is not even. Why?
Hello.
And then, and I get why people have shied away from salary transparency conversations within the workplace. Do I agree with it?
No, not at all.
I get why. Especially, I feel like, especially today, go up to them and ask them what they make, and make the conversation, make it make sense. Don't sit in places where you're uncomfortable knowing that you're not getting what you deserve, and then like be afraid to have the conversation to know what somebody else is like making. To know where you fall, to know where you stand, to know what I wouldn't say what the company thinks of you, but to know like, oh, this is a game. This is a game to them. And know how you need to move. If you need to pivot, if you need to step aside, if you need to go up there and have that conversation, or if it's just one of those things that like, I'm okay with what I'm making. Because I think salary transparency kind of leaves you complacent. Because you're working to pay your bills. Right. So if you don't have those conversations, you're just like, you know what, as long as my bills are paid, then okay. Right. Not realizing that, yeah, your bills are paid, okay, but like you're also severely making under what you should be making to have a little bit more, even though your bills are paid. And I think that we need to be firm and have the courage to have those type of conversations, whether it's with your leader or whether it's just with a coworker, just to have a conversation. Be okay with it. But also know your heart to know that you're not having the conversation to be like, oh, well, they don't deserve it. You know, like that it's not coming from a bitter place. Right. It's coming from a place of, I wonder if I'm the, you know, if I make this, or if it's time to step, especially given the economy now. Be trans. And New York State does have the salary transparency thing, but do employers adhere by it?
And that's what I was.
It's very questionable.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like the just the norm of the secrecy around salaries, it really does just come from like employers and like work culture, the culture of the job that you most likely are in as well. Sorry. I feel like obviously a lot of employers don't want their freaking
yeah, because if you know that Keisha's making 30 bands over you and y'all are just as, you know, y'all been there for the same amount of time and
you're doing the same
exact thing, you're gonna go to them and be like, well, I want the same 30 bands up that she got too,
right?
And they're gonna be like, well,
how you know?
Yeah, how you know? Well, why are you having conversations with? And
don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
And even if they ask you why you having conversations, I plead the fifth.
That's it. Just no conversation was had, and I know I ain't getting paid. Okay,
the conversation was had, and I heard that you got something up there for me.
Hello.
I heard you got something up there for me, and I came to collect.
Yeah,
I agree with
the need
for
salary transparency. Know your worth. You heard me, people. Word.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on just being the student and the teacher. We hear that a lot of time of like, oh, be the student, be the teacher. And the real question that I had is, why is it that people with knowledge people that are knowledgeable about certain subjects or certain topics, why do we find it so hard to teach on those topics? And my personal answer that I came up with was, there are three kinds of people that I've come across as far as me being like the whole student and the teacher conversation. And those three people is, there's a person that's willing to hear you out and you can have a healthy conversation with about it. And then you have the person who they can hear you out. Their views are their views. But it becomes the banter of, well, yeah, I feel this way about it. I hear you, but I feel this way about it. And your response is yes, but also consider this. And they're just like, nah, I hear you, but that's just what it is. And then you have the third person that they are in a box. Their response to whatever topic it is that you're talking about, they're in a box, and that box has duct tape. It has masking tape. It got clear tape. The box is kind of swooshed. There's nothing that's getting in that box. And with your own personal discernment, you're able to tell the kind of person. Emotional intelligence helps you tell the kind of person that you may be talking to, which you quickly end up responding appropriately or inappropriately. You know that sometimes there's some people that they have certain kind of conversations just to jeer you. Like there's some people that will choose to misunderstand you because they just want to misunderstand you.
So that type of person is a contrarian, literally. Okay, I hate those.
They just want to sit here and just jeer you.
Their whole point is to misunderstand you and just to argue with you and go back and forth. That's all that is. We're seeing a lot of that happening these days, anyways. So if you paying attention.
And in that instance, that's one of those instances that oh, I picked this up easily. Oh, I'm not even having this conversation. So that's one of the reasons that knowledgeable people are just like, actually, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have this conversation.
So, yes, especially people who are very intellectual and stuff like that, like a contrarian, oh my God. They can't do it. And it's true. There's no point in having a conversation with that type of person. There's just no point. Because literally everything they're saying is literally just to be the antithesis of whatever you're saying. It doesn't even.
It's like the conversation is happening, but they're not, like, they're literally not hearing or listening or like nothing that you're saying. They're just going to spew everything opposite of what you're saying, just because,
just to jeer you, like you said, just to get under your skin, like just to get reactions out of you. Like, no, it's a very childish way of being. And listen, there's a lot of those around right now.
Yeah, so that's my take on that question. Why do we withhold certain information or knowledge that we are certain things that we're knowledgeable about from other people? And that would be my answer to that. And obviously you will agree that there are some people that you can have the conversation with and not. So you guys let us know. What do you think will be some reasons, or what is your reason for choosing not to? Because it's a choice. If you choose not to teach someone, if you're deciding, I'm not going to share the knowledge that I know because of XYZ, you're choosing not to teach the person. So what will be one of your reasons as to why you would say people don't really look forward to teaching on topics? Would you agree with what we just said? Let us know. And another question that I have is, why are we afraid to correct each other? Sometimes we allow our peers to sit in ignorance when they spew BS, when they spew foolishness, when we know we have the fix. And why sit there? This isn't something that I'm familiar with, because I just know that me and mine, we're not allowing each other to spew the ignorance. We're interjecting. We're just like, oh, maybe you have this wrong, honey. Like, kindly and calmly. And even if it ain't kindly or calmly, sometimes it ain't kind, sometimes it ain't calm. But at the end of the day, it's just like we're able to receive it from each other, right?
Yeah.
And I think that allowing your peers to sit in ignorance, it doesn't allow you to, it doesn't showcase the kind of person that you know yourself to be, because essentially you are, people do say that you're a reflection of, show me your company and I'll show you who you are. So are we okay with someone spewing ignorance and still sitting with them at the dinner table? Or are we going to sitting with them at the dinner table and saying nothing? Or are we going to know that the person is spewing ignorance and actually sit with them at the dinner table and hold your hand, honey, while I say this? Because that's wrong, and this doesn't go this way. Consider it this way. And again, you may get the people that are just like, I'm stuck in my ways. The box is taped up. The door is closed. I'm not hearing it. And obviously, with your own emotional intelligence, you either step aside. But what do you think? Why do you think that people like are afraid of correcting their peers?
I think people are just afraid to shake the table. Sometimes, like, I feel like they're afraid of the confrontation. They're afraid of the fallout, possibly, of it. I just think it's a lot of like people pleasing under that as well, too.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really what I think it is. But I do think that's corny though, because I just feel like if that's your friend and that's someone that you
care for,
don't
let them go around spewing foolishness, because somebody gonna see y'all together, or may see you guys, may want to see you guys and have a conversation, and they looking at this, but like, this person's a nut, and this person, like, and you, that's your friend. This is the people that you choose to hang around with. I think when we're willing to correct our peers and teach our peers, you're allowing them to gain knowledge and possibly experience, that they're able to take on the role to teach, to be the teacher. It's a two-way street. It's evolution. You can't teach forever. I mean, you can teach forever, but you're also forever a student as a teacher. That's my thought.
True that.
And I just wanted to leave 3 quotes. One quote was from Nelson Mandela: "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And I think that we should really consider that when it comes to our circles. Oh, look at that. And the second quote is, "Those who know do, and those who understand teach." That's from Aristotle, philosopher. And the third one is from, I've never watched a Star Wars. I've never watched a Star Wars movie. However, the third quote that I do have is, "When I left you, I was the learner, and now I'm the master." That was Darth Vader to Obi-Wan Kenobi when he figured out the forces. So yeah, I'd say all that to say, be open to being the student and the teacher. The 2 questions that I had I just want to say it again. Why is it that we withhold information that we are knowledgeable about? And the second one is, why are we afraid to correct each other and allow each other to sit in their ignorance when we know the fix? And I think we should reflect on that, because some of these things happen subconsciously. So yeah, it's just something to think about. Be the student and the teacher. It's okay to be the student and the teacher. It's a part of evolution.
Hold on, I want to throw a 4th quote.
Go.
So the quote is, "A man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all." By our Queen Erykah Badu, child. And that's a fact, because that's a fact.
because Erykah said it, and it's true.
That's it. No, but that's facts though. We don't know anything, and I feel like we should all know that. Like, we should all be open to learning.
Yeah. Because even when we know something,
you don't know it
something
all.
changed.
You don't know.
So we got to look into, even if it's a minor change, we don't know it all. So yeah, I like that one. Thank you. I like that. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. So for our let's hear it is coming from, for me, it's coming from the Let God Sort of My album, my clips. Fire. I chose Chains and Whips. That song is hard as shit. That's definitely some shit to play in the car and speed to if you want to, but I'm not encouraging that. But
safe driving. The speed limit is 25 miles per hour. In New York City, they will give you a ticket if you are going 24. Okay.
Well, yeah, that song is freaking fire. Pharrell did his big one. With his producing on there, everything. Like, man, that whole album is just fire. Like, I always say that album is a treat. I go hard about that. It's like one of the best hip hop albums I've heard in a minute.
Pharrell does his thing when it comes to this producing. He is a genius.
I mean, it really does see sounds like he does.
Yeah, musical genius. Yeah. My song is We Gonna Make It by JadaKiss. The Pharrell shit.
I feel like that song always takes me back to 2002. I feel like
all the time.
I'm right there.
All the time. It takes me there all the time, and I am okay with it. I picked it because there's a certain verse that I'm gonna break down for you a little bit. Dead rappers get better promotion. Why don't we laugh at death and cry at birth? Never say you can't do it till you try it first. Be the young niggas eager to pull it, but it's a message in everything. Trust me, even a bullet. Go to war with the 8 and the pound. think you got your ear to the street now. Don't worry about the ear to the street now, because that's that's not the point here. He's talking about going to war, guns. The point of me picking this song is saying that a lot of times rap music is shunned or not listened to, because there's this rah-rah aspect of it that people think. They always talk about shooting, they talk about this and that, and granted they do. But however, I just said that there was a message in what I just said. You see what's happening today? Yeah. We are we're in a war before an actual war that what we know to look like war. Yes, we're in a war that doesn't look like what we know to look as war. So give rap music a chance, because JadaKiss said he told y'all to make your kids street smart and book smart. That was 23 years ago. 23 years ago, okay? So I say to say, we gonna make it.
That part.
Yeah. And that's it.
Thanks for tuning in to the TNT podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify.
Got a story, topic of interest? Email us at tee.teapodcast@gmail.com.
Meet us here again, same day and same time next week.
Bye.
Bye.